Hey everyone, so I got a couple of new decks. I got this really cool Dragon Riders Oracle deck. So well, like as always, I'm feeling the dragons. I keep getting the Merida. Coming through, which I think is of the, I don't know too much about it, but I think it's, you know, like Dragon Queen, kind of Avalon, Crystal Sophia type, holy vibes of divine feminine masculine, you know, reunion time, like coming back together, you know, bringing back the ancient wisdom from a really powerful place, from like the backbone of the divine feminine, divine masculine type thing. Yeah, the fairies, the fae are in there as well. I've been seeing a lot. God, when I go out bush and you know, kind of that green man stuff, you know, you're seeing so much in the trees and in the sky and everything like that. So yeah, I'm going to pull a few cards and see what comes out and see what comes through. When I was out the bush today, I really felt like a message wanted to come through from the Pleiadians, I think. I'm even getting like Gaia. It's like everyone wants to have a chat about what's going on. Like there's some big changes going on, and I think, you know, yeah, like a lot of this information is like coming through, like there's been this switch, and like all this information is available, and they're all there, so desperate to talk to us all, from Gaia herself to, you know, the Fae, to our star family, to the elementals, the angels, whatever you want to call any of them, the dragons. It is literally like they're all knocking on the door of you know, getting through to us. And like, I guess what I've been feeling is completely overwhelmed by how many of them there are, all wanting to freaking have a chat. And I haven't worked out how to freaking like nail them down yet, so I kind of get bombarded with just a whole heap of stuff, and I don't exactly know where it comes from, and maybe it doesn't exactly matter who exactly, you know, it's coming from, but it's all coming through. So, you know, I'm just going to pull a few cards and see what pops into my head and see what happens. Yeah, and go from there. Okay, so the animal spirit deck is calling me. So I was gonna start with like a few archetype cards and to get like a general idea of what we're going to be talking about. Like, yeah, So we'll see. The golden egg. Getting another one. Just the golden egg. Immediately thinking of the giants, and is it the goose that laid the golden eggs, and the giants up Jack's beanstalk? I write a lot about Jack and the giants. Because I think I've got a bit of a connection to the to our giant ancestors. I think I've got a few of them, you know, guarding me. The rapscallions, and cheeky buggers they are. They love to have some fun. Yeah, throw me around a little bit. Alright, so the golden egg. Message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned until you retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga or meditation. If you do not yet have meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that's been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center and the fourth chakra. It is home of the self or the soul. Bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation waiting for us. Yeah, so I guess that is our higher self and what we're all becoming awakened to. It's all these messages just sitting there, and it's getting to that place within us. It's not from the mind, it's from the heart, and to listen to that and trust that when it comes through. So what does the golden egg want to say? When I was reading that, it just jagged in my head the word luminous, which came through earlier today, the luminous humanist, like the new breed of human that we're turning into. And this is my luminous humanist deck. So I thought I'll just grab that one. So yeah, it's like following the little breadcrumb clues when your intuition snags on something. And so this is what they're teaching me, and so going with it and just see what happens, and you just kind of follow your little follow your little clues, you know. We pull back to propel forward. Yeah, the bow. And the bow and arrow. It also kind of looks like a crescent moon a little bit. But I've been feeling that like myself the past like couple of weeks. Definitely the last week. All this old shit has been coming up. Like more old shit there. Like I've had to purge again, and what I'm getting is that like it's the last of this purge type stuff, but yeah, some old shit's been coming up. And it's like, you know, dealing with that again feels like you're going backwards, but that's what's going to, you know, push us forward. Each time you deal with that, it strengthens you type thing, and you pull your bow back that little bit further to go forward. Rings of Saturn keeps coming up, and I know something's going on with Saturn itself. There's three kind of stars in this. I don't know if you can see that, like around there as well, and that like the three dots, like a triangle. God, I'm even getting the meteor shower as well. I've been seeing the meteors, the Lionid meteor shower has been going on. But like I'm even getting with those three dots and that bright light, like, you know, our star family, like it's a kind of a ship, you know, lights in the sky type thing. You know, like, and I have read, you know, that we'll be seeing more of them in the sky and everything like that, and you know, they're possibly going to be coming down, landing type thing. And I have heard some of their ships are triangular in shape. And that's just what I'm getting from that. Rings of Saturn. Yeah, I'm not sure about that though. Those three dots are really standing out though, like joining the dots, maybe like some puzzle pieces are falling into place where we're joining all the dots, you know, we're completing our puzzles, where maybe even like with the golden egg, which is really, it's kind of becoming centered enough and opening ourselves up enough to tap in to the higher voice. That, you know, that's the three dots. It's the three centers. It's the three brains. It's the the Trinity, it's, you know, all that kind of stuff. And there's so many of us, just, it's all those little I was watching this movie, what's it freaking called? It was about, what's it called? About this locksmith, and this team is going around bank robbing, and there's these safes that have been really specially made, and they're breaking into these really specially made safes, and you know, all the locks, all the cogs in the, I don't know what it is, but they're all falling into place, and that's what I'm getting, that they're all the final freaking locks are being cracked within us in order to open up to the bounty that lies within, you know, and our golden egg is just freaking sitting there. It's in a beautiful little nest there too, that golden egg. Golden eagle. The eagles have been coming through, the avians again. I mean, so much. The blue avians. Even I wrote a poem and titled it Golden Eagle ages ago, and like that's the golden eagle egg. And like, a golden eagle was a big nugget found in Australia, and like literally tonight I went to the shops, and there's this Chinese shop right across the road, golden eagle. You know, it's all these little things, the synchronicities, and I was literally, just before I went to the shops and I saw that Chinese shop, golden eagle, I went to the bush, and because I was getting these messages about going to the eagle's nest was coming into my head, and so I was putting it to where I've seen eagles out there where I walk my dog, and so that's where I went, up to the eagle's nest where I regularly see the eagles flying around. I didn't see any, but I was getting some pretty strong messages when I was out there. And it's just all these little, you know, pieces, messages that come through, and it just follows me through my day. No matter where I go, you know, these messages are coming through. And it's such a beautiful thing. Not that I completely understand it, but there's patterns, and there's the patterns are, they're not just my patterns, and I've worked that out. They are energetic messages coming down, and it's really interesting. So we've got the observer and the strategist, chess pieces, and the chess player, like chess moves. It's been coming through heaps. I've seen it on other tarot channels, and you know, it's come through for me. The knight moves, you know, obviously the queen, the king, the bishop, but you know, especially the knight, and the knight moves. And you know, if you actually draw the way the knight can move and the pattern that it makes, like a cross or Anyway, I mean, you know, the weirdest shit comes through. Even Smoking Pipe, Puff the Magic Dragon, DMT, Acacia's been coming through today. Yeah, psychedelics actually, in all forms, mushrooms, LSD, DMT, melting the crystals. Crystal skulls been coming through, blowing the glass, like glass bowl. Stained glass. Yeah, shit. So strategist is carefully looking at everything that's going on, and you know, before making a move is understanding the players, understanding what moves are available, and you know, tapping into himself, and you know, before rushing into anything type thing. The observer. The observer sees everything from all points of view. Again, it's kind of very similar thing. Becoming aware of your part in everything, everyone else's part in everything, and it is pretty much stepping out of the matrix and watching the matrix type, you know, seeing the big game. And you know, once you step back and just start watching the game, it doesn't, you know, the bullshit of the game doesn't affect you, you know, as much. When it's the eagle eye view as well, like the dragon eye view. You're up there, you're looking at it all, you're a part of it, but you're above it. I'm also like with this observer, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but half of his face looks like, you see whiskers, it looks like it's half cat and half man. There's these whiskers on this side that looks like it's a cat, and see how the lip there, it's like it's half lion type thing. And you know, the Lurins are a big part of me as well, and they've been coming through a lot. Sphinx has been coming through heaps. I see cats fucking everywhere, and I mean in clouds, in the trees, in rocks. I literally it sounds crazy, but literally I look at anything, I can see a cat, and I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. It's obviously I just have such a massive freaking link to it. I don't know, but you know, my cat family is absolutely always with me. The Lurins. Alright, so seeing the big picture, seeing what's going on with everything, the golden egg, which is feeling like tapped into the big picture. Alright, we're gonna go for one of my witch oracle ones next. and then we'll do our dragon rider. Pomegranate. Fuck. Pomegranate keeps coming through for me. I literally, everywhere at the shops, I literally had to buy a bottle of freaking pomegranate juice the other day because it just kept coming through. And I'm like, what the fuck's pomegranate? And even today I saw a pomegranate kombucha for the first time, and I was so close to buying. I'm like, what the fuck? Do I need to like drink more pomegranate? Or like, what are you freaking, telling me about the fucking pomegranate? We'll see what the book says. So this is the thing, like, sometimes all these messages come through and I'm like, all right, so it means this, and then next minute I like, see a message in a deck or freaking in a book or something, and I'm like, oh, is that what you're talking about? It's like when one of these messages comes through, you see it freaking everywhere. Pomegranate, craving, passion, senses. This sweet and tart fruit opens to reveal precious clusters of bicolored areoles. The pomegranate is present in many of our mythologies across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. We find it in ancient Greek myths relating to Persephone, in Armenian marriage traditions, and Chinese art representing fecundity. To name only a few, the pomegranate card evokes imagery of hearty appetites, earthly passions, and satisfaction of the senses. Right. Hearty appetites. Alright, so I'm getting like passion fruit has been coming through a lot, so I'm getting, obviously it's our passions, and I have been feeling more passionate lately, and this one is absolutely right, she's dripping. But like also like a lot of what's been coming through to me, my understanding, and even this morning, like, you know how like they say, if it feels good, it's right. If it doesn't feel good, it's not for you, type thing. And it's like, it's the yum factor. Like, if something makes you moan, if something makes you yum 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 yum, it's the pleasure. If you're getting pleasure from something, you're in the God zone. And this morning I was like, and this has been coming through for a couple of days, like where the word God came from. And I was reading or listening to another Dolores Cannon book, and it was talking, and one of the, the people in it were in the space of being a spirit, and the spirit was saying, I am pure and good, everything is good, I am of the good, of the light, of the good, and I'm just thinking, well, clearly I feel that that's where the word God has come from, is that good God is good, like, but the word God, I think, is literally, I think it may have come from the word or the meaning, good, and it's been interpreted over the time as God, but in my mind it was kind of gelling that if you're feeling good, if something makes you feel good, like good, that you can moan, that you can even is so close to if something is literally making you moan, you're in you're in that, you know, that energy. And you know, whatever makes you moan or hum with delight, like whatever noise you make, whether it makes you say fucking hell yes, or fuck like God, you know, like when you're having sex, or when you're eating something, when you're smelling something. Like really this week the smells have just been hitting me big time. Like I got a new moisturizer and I'm just like moaning as I'm smelling it. It was just so amazing. And like so many things are like standing out, whether it's me looking at like a pretty view, a sunset, listening to music, or smelling, you know, a candle, or a you know, a food, or tasting, like even the taste. Like I made this salsa verde and I'm literally moaning, like I'm just drooling now thinking about it. And it is that pleasure sense, it is that enjoying being in the moment so much that something, your senses have literally taken you to ecstasy in whatever, you know, you are literally lost, like your senses take you to a godlike place, like a good place. And the more good you have, the more you can have that in your life, like, because you need to be in the moment to feel things like that and to let it sink in and to enjoy it. And the more you can enjoy it, like even like, you know, I mean having peanut butter on toast this morning and honey on toast this morning, and like I keep getting, you know, reminded that enjoying every bite and the taste, and it reminds me of the Celestine prophecy again. And in one of, you know, the chapters, the guys at the monk place, and the monks, they don't talk while they're eating. They literally they allow themselves to be fully captivated by the tastes, you know, while they're eating, because if they're enjoying it and savoring the flavors, their body is like connecting to the food as goodness. Like it brings more energy to the body if you can savor something. And that also is like, if for example, if we're savoring a sunset, or savoring a scent, or you know, like savoring in the moment, or whatever it is, that is when we're absorbing and becoming absolute pure godly, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess that's pomegranate. Should we get another one from there? This one's come up before as well, the companion. that was on the bottom of the deck, and I saw it before when I was shuffling, so I'll just read that one. Friendship, trust, empathy, closeness. She gently stroked the pied crow's beak, and the bird responded by tapping her nose playfully. She never felt alone with him. He was her oldest friend, her truest companion. The companion represents friendship and the building of intimacy and trust with others. It reminds us that opening up to someone, trusting them with our vulnerabilities, and in turn understanding their feelings are key elements of this process. About the witch, Kadiatu Bar was born in 1940 west of Yaoundé. From an early age, she displayed signs of familiarity oh my god, I can't believe I can't say that, with the invisible world, and a closeness to the spirits of the wildwood that inhabited the forest surrounding her village. She was referred to as an old child. The members of her community both feared and respected her and would often come to her for advice. The crows have been like really big around me again today. Like I've been listening to them talk all around here again. What's interesting is that this crow's got a white breast, which is very unusual. Like I know I've heard that there's some white crows out there, whether this is more like I'm getting magpie as well, but a white breast, maybe it's that black and white thing, like balanced the yin yang. And the crow's got like some leaves in its beak, like almost like it's bringing her an olive leaf, like a token, a gift. And oh yeah, I didn't notice, but this girl has got you know that condition where you get the white patches on the skin, or the red patches. So even like, so the crow has got that and she's got that, the black and white. It's the mix, it's the blend. Yeah, maybe it's like finding even though they're very different, animal and human, but you know they're both different in their own community, and they've got a bond because of that. Alright, so we're going to get to the dragon riders. I freaking love the dragons. I've talked about it before, but Merlin. But like I've talked about it before, like the lizard brain, which, you know, it's like being trapped in the matrix. When we're trapped in fear, the lizard brain is our like that fear, fight, flight, freeze kind of response, just purely out of fear, not heart-based, not conscious like mind. It is literally like you're stuck in a stress response, like the lizard brain. And so I kind of like thought about that a little bit, like there's the kind of gut instinct lizard brain, and then I thought about like the different levels of, you know, going from that lizard brain to then a chameleon brain, which is more, you know, head-based thought, but the eyes are going everywhere. So I'm like thinking there's 3 levels to being, you know, a lizard. So there's what kind of lizard? Like, let's say crocodile is the lizard instinct, right? Crocodile. We'll go with that. I don't really, I haven't thought about it too much, but there's like the second level above that, fear instinct. Is I was thinking, is the chameleon, like, yeah, it's head based and pure like sight, but the sight goes in all directions. Like the chameleon is like your third eye has become activated, so you're seeing everything. So you no longer get you're no longer being run so much by the crocodile brain, like the lizard brain. So now you're seeing in every direction, and you can process, so you don't just react to circumstances out of fear. And then I was thinking, above the chameleon, like the chameleon's great, can see in every direction, but it only uses, you know, its sight, its brain type thing. But then next level is dragon brain, dragon heart. So then you go up another level, and you're literally that fully empowered lizard. You are a dragon heart. You're seeing everything. You can fly, like you got your wings. You're seeing from that eagle-eyed perspective, but you're also tapped into the wisdom of the heart, which is the dragon. It is instinct. It is mind, sight, and heart, and that is the dragon. Like what the dragon represents to me is like all those instincts, sight, wisdom, but it always listens to its heart. Its heart is really its strength, in my opinion. And that's why, like, I love the dragons. And it is interesting because like with the Lyrans, there's this big thing with the Dracos, and when I got into the starseed things, I had a massive fucking emotional reaction when I started reading about the war with the Dracos, and yet I feel a massive connection with the dragons. And I'm not sure if I do feel a link with the Dracos, but it's like they're the lower lizard, and yet the dragons that I have a connection with are the dragon hearts, and yet the dragon hearts that I feel a connection with, I feel have a connection with the Dracos, you know, the lower lizards. And I also, you know, I have a very strong link with the Lyrans, who, you know, there's this massive war with the Dracos and the Lyrans, and so it is interesting having all those that mix within myself, like feeling a link with both. And I guess that's why I've kind of thought about the journey that the lizard goes on, you know, and I feel like the humans are going through the same, you know, lizard evolution, or, you know, the kind of stories we hear as starseeds of the Draco type, you know, and even, you know, you hear stories about like there's lizards on Earth, you know, these lizard people, and this is what I think it's coming from, is this kind of Draco kind of lizard mindset, is that they're fully in fear and domination type. They're in the lower lizard zone, and this goes for any human who's stuck in their fear and controlling tactics type thing, you know, pure out of fear-based control, domination, you know, that kind of thing. And then, you know, from that you get to a point where you move up to the chameleon brain, which is, you know, seeing from every angle and using your brain and overcoming the lower lizard instincts. But we can't stop there. We can't stop at the seeing and thinking. If you really want to become a dragon and go next evolution, you've got to bring your heart into it, and that's what I see of like where, you know, kind of our science technology, you know, where humans kind of are. You know, there's a lot of people stuck in there's a lot of people still stuck in that lower lizard a lot. But, you know, there is a lot of people waking up and seeing everything and thinking everything, but they have not yet healed and awakened their heart to become full dragons. But that's where we're going, like that, and that's why the dragons coming through so much now, is that, you know, there's a lot of us going from chameleon to dragon, you know, getting our wings and you know, cracking that dragon gate, and yeah, laying our golden eggs. Yeah, so there's so many different ways you can really embody and visualize the whole ascension process. And you know, animals is like, it's so, I mean, it makes sense to me. Like it's easy to understand and see where people are, see where humans are, see where, you know, all these stories of our star family and everything come from, and relate it to this type of stuff. Yeah. So, you know, that's how I kind of like visualize it as a, yeah. My eyes just caught on my cards, the Avalon Magic. And the word vow, and vow. Yeah. It takes me to I was reading Jim because of the dragon, because, you know, he's the Lizard King. And I feel a massive link with him, and I feel like he was fully tapped into all this stuff, and I think he must have been, you know, linked, like I feel like I'm linked, like a starseed. And every time I think of dragons and the lizards, I think of Jim. And I was reading some of his poems, so I'll open the book and see what I mean, he's got a couple, celebration of the lizard, and but we'll get to that anyway. So we got Merlin and Liliana, and Rosemerta and Abundance. So we got purple and gold. So that's kind of like, that's like crown and freaking third eye. That's, yeah, it's like crown and soul star chakra, maybe. Should we get another one, or it's best for 3? Lady Rowena and Spencer. Spencer looks a bit like How to Train Your Dragon. Inquanian and Susuri. So I'm going to get these names from Aduna and Lucy Lou. And I just had to say that because it reminds me of Lucy Lou. Adana. Hi to you and Lucy Lou. You are being tested to take the next step into a wonderful new phase of life. You must make significant changes to your attitudes and beliefs. We all do. We all do. There's all big changes. Alright, so Merlin is love yourself just as you are. You are amazing, and by opening yourself up to all of your different lives, you will become the sum of them. Abundance and wealth are now flowing toward you. Prepare to be receptive at every level in order to receive all that awaits you. The quality of divine mercy will expand your maturing consciousness. Sympathy will be transformed and mercy will awaken. The time for the highest divine love has now come. Be open and gentle in every life situation. I've got Freya and Elfsgereld. I have no idea how to pronounce them, but the answer to the question, what is my task, can only be found on the battlefield of life. Love is a battlefield. Love is the answer. Only the courageous will discover it. Indeedly. Doodly. Dumbfoundly. I tell you what, the freaking Nordic, Celtic, Tuatha, the fairy, the fae, you know, all that jazz. I so want to learn more about it, but it resonates heaps. Hey, 55. All right, we'll see what Jim has to say. The Lizard King. Oh wow, he's shot in the Scarlet News. Hoarse, mute confusion of the witness crowd. Actors must make us think they're real. Our friends must not make us think we're acting. They are though, in slow time. My wild words slip into fusion and risk losing the solid ground. So strange I get wilder still. Probe the highlands. An American Prayer. Do you know the warm progress under the stars? Do you know we exist? Have you forgotten the keys to the kingdom? Have you been born yet? And are you alive? Let's reinvent the gods, all the myths of the ages, celebrate symbols from deep elder forests. Have you forgotten the lessons of the ancient war? We need great golden copulations. The fathers are cackling in trees of the forest. Our mother is dead in the sea. Do you know we are being led to slaughters by placid admirals, and that fat, slow generals are getting obscene on young blood? Do you know we are ruled by TV? The moon is a dry blood beast. Guerrilla bands are rolling numbers in the next block of green vine, amassing for warfare on innocent herdsmen who are just dying. O great creator of being, grant us one more hour to perform our art and perfect our lives. The moths and atheists are doubly divine and dying. We live, we die, and death not ends it. Journey we more into the nightmare. Cling to life, our passion flower. Cling to cunts and cocks of despair. We got our final vision by Columbus' groin got filled with green death. I touched her thigh and death smiled. We have assembled inside this ancient and insane theatre to propagate our lust for life and flee the swarming wisdom of the streets. The barns are stormed, the windows kept, and only one of all the rest to dance and save us. Within the divine mockery of words, music inflames temperament. When the true king's murderers are allowed to roam free, 1,000 magicians arise in the land. Where are the feasts we were promised? Where is the wine, the new wine, dying on the vine? Resident mockery, give us an hour for magic. We of the purple glove, we of the starling flight and velvet hour, we of Arabic pleasures breed, we of sun dome and the night. Give us a creed to believe, a night of lust, give us trust in the night. Give of colour 100 hues, a rich mandala for me and you, and for your silky pillowed house ahead, wisdom and a bed. Troubled decree, resident mockery has claimed thee. We used to believe in the good old days, we still receive in little ways the things of kindness and unsporting brow, forget and allow. Did you know freedom exists in a school book? Did you know madmen are running our prison within a jail, within white free Protestant maelstrom? We're perched headlong on the edge of boredom. We're reaching for death on the end of a candle. We're trying for something that's already found us. We can invent kingdoms of our own, grand purple thrones, those chairs of lust and love we must, in beds of rust. Steel doors lock in prisoners' screams, and music, AM, rocks their dreams. No black man's pride to hoist the beams, while mocking angels sift what seems to be a collage of magazine dust scratched on foreheads of walls of trust. This is just jail for those who must get up in the morning and fight for such unusable standards, while weeping maidens show off penury and pout ravings for a mad staff. Wow, I'm sick of doubt. Live in the light of certain self. Cruel bindings, the servants have the power. Dog men and their mean women pulling blankets over our sailors. And where were you on our lean hour? Milking your mustache or grinding a flour? I'm sick of dour faces staring at me from the TV tower. I want roses in my garden bower. Dig? Royal babies, rubies, must now replace aborted strangers in the mud. These mutants, blood meal for the plants that ploughed. They are waiting to take us into the severed garden. Do you know how pale and wanton, thrillful comes death on a strange hour, unannounced, unplanned for, like a scaring, over-friendly guest you've brought to bed? Death makes angels of us all and gives us wings where we had shoulders smooth as ravens' claws. No more money, no more fancy dress. This other kingdom seems by far the best, until its other jaw reveals incest and loose obedience to a vegetable law. I will not go, prefer a feast of friends to the giant family. He was so fucking tapped in. There's so much there, even though like it doesn't really make sense, but I can see so much in it that he was of I don't know what he was getting, but like I mean I can see that he's tapped in like starseed, like he was getting messages. I mean, it's full on. So I'll leave it there. I mean, that's an hour. So yeah, I'll have to do another one. But yeah, there's lots changing. There's so much powerful stuff coming in, so you know, there's no need to be like afraid of it. Just open yourself up and see what comes in. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting. There's like massive changes going on, and clearly, you know, people have been getting messages, and you know, this information has been coming through like for a while, like and yeah, and I definitely think there is a link with obviously the use of psychedelics. Jim was well known for going hardcore with the LSD, hardcore to see how far he could go within his own mind, and I think he went all the way. And I think there is a definite gateway there for those that have the adventurous spirit to do it that way. You know, I've done it, and that's the way I've done it, and it's a definite thing. That's why I feel such a massive link with Jim, and it is not it's not a sin. Hopefully I don't start rhyming again now, but it's a tool and it's not a sin. And you know, if we are loving ourselves and we're feeling good about what we're doing and why we're doing it, we are in God vibes. So it's all about how you're viewing things, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, and why ever you're doing it. If you're feeling good about it, you're in the right space. No matter what, and that's our magnet. The good vibes is our God magnet, is our good magnet, you know, for where, you know, If it feels good, it's good. It's okay. You're going the right way if it's feeling good. You know, and that's obviously, you can't, you know that you can't trick yourself. Like, you know, you have to go through a lot of shit within your head to get to the point of feeling good about the choices that you're making. Especially, you know, if you're going to the shadow zone of you know, dealing with your shadow side, your addictions, and or not even just addictions, but, you know, talking about drugs, it kind of goes hand in hand with people thinking of addictions and you know, our outlets, the things that make us feel good, that we've been programmed to think bad about. Like, feeling good is bad, which you know, you might want to think about why we've been programmed to think feeling good is bad. Whether it's sex, whether it is giving us a day off, whether it's relaxing, whether it's eating something yummy, whether it is having a drink, whether it is having drugs, in general, having fun, like, that's a bad thing. You know, giving yourself a day off, or why have we been programmed to think, you know, to feel guilty about feeling good? Have a think about that, because that's what we need to overcome. Because feeling good is godly, like, feeling good is good. If you can break through all your programming, you process you to the point where you can feel good about whatever choice you make. That is your choice, like, whatever you choose to do. If you can get to the point where you have come to terms with all the bullshit that's going on in the head, that you can feel good about it, then you have broken through, you know, the matrix. You have broken through the chains that we've been bound by, of, you know, being programmed to be in a constant state of guilt and shame, which keeps us in a state of fear, you know, that low state. That's the frequency prison that, you know, we have been trapped in for so long. And to break out of that prison, we have to break through our, you know, the shame, guilt, blame barrier type thing, fear barrier, and embrace our pleasure zone. Embrace how good, feeling good, pleasure zone, because that's when our frequency rises, and that's when we become enlightened. And it is all about feeling good about ourselves, feeling, you know, good that, you know, we've broken through the idea that we're bad, and that's the whole Garden of Eden vibe situation. And, you know, like, that's the shit that we have been programmed with, fucking been hammered into us, you know, to the point that, you know, we've been told that we can't even love ourselves. Like, how dare you love yourself? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself if you love yourself. And that, like, that's so fucking toxic and ridiculous. You know, pleasure, fuck, our senses, our taste, like, the pleasure being with someone, touching yourself, enjoying, you know, enjoying a relaxing day, just freaking, you know what I mean. Like, you know, that's the shit that we have to break through, the conditioning of, you know, to the point that so many of us wouldn't even feel comfortable to dance freely we're so being imprisoned within our own bodies, like we're not free to move our body, like that's not okay. We're afraid to be free, and it takes a lot to break through that prison that we've been, you know. Yeah. But anyway, like, it's happening, and we're doing that, and it's such a beautiful thing when you start breaking through those barriers of the guilt, shame, blame, and really embracing your true nature, and not being afraid of enjoying yourself and just being you for you. And the pleasures are not a bad thing. There's no sins. Like, if you're within your heart and mind, you know what you're doing is good for you. It is good. And yeah, so I hope that kind of makes sense, and I'll make another one soon. I think I've got some new love cards, and I still haven't gotten into my past life deck, so I might do that one next. Okay, everyone,